My name is Becky Montoya, and I'm a licensed counselor providing emotional supports and mental health education to the Blue Ridge School District in Pinetop Lakeside, Arizona. I'm glad to be discussing emotional wellness and mental health, and I'm hopeful to provide a few strategies, specifically regarding anxiety and worry. When asked who I admire or who my heroes are, the answer is always you. Each person in this community is special, and the ways they are managing challenges are amazing. There have been many tragic events in our community lately. Add to that the ups and downs of family life, friendship dynamics, and concerning events on the news and in society, and the stressors are really high. Sometimes it may feel helpful to instruct others to stop worrying. Fear and worry aren't emotions that can simply be turned on and off. A more helpful approach is to consider listening without judgment and offering reassurance rather than dismissing others' concerns. This is especially true if you're the type of person who doesn't do a lot of worrying. So not worrying is in your nature, and it can be really challenging to understand an individual who is more of a worrier, especially if it's a young child. You may not be able to relate to the amount of fear that something may be causing them because it's simply not causing you that type of fear. Worry, fear, and anxiety are important for us to pay attention to. These feelings are built into our design to help us be safe, protect us from harm, and so we can make good decisions. Often these feelings are very reasonable and helpful. Catastrophizing is what happens when these feelings aren't helping anymore. When fear and worry have taken over most of our thoughts, it can be harmful to our emotional and our physical well-being. So it's okay to pay attention to our feelings if we're paying attention so that we can sort through which feelings are helping us and then challenge the thoughts that may be more damaging and off target. We can confront our fears by offering ourselves accurate information and rephrasing some of our self-talk. For example, when filled with panic about information the news is offering and our mind is magnifying the awfulness of it all, we can rescript and remember. It's reasonable to worry a little when there is uncertainty, and then we need to focus on what we have control over. So determining what's in the reasonable range and when it's crossed over into catastrophizing, that can be the tricky part. We need to have conversations with others and conversations with ourselves to determine if we're worrying within a reasonable range. The things in a reasonable range are things we can actually take care of. They're things in our control. Once they've gone into the catastrophizing phase, we feel very out of control and helpless. And our biology responds to that. Our cortisol, our hormones adjust. So our cortisol levels increase and our adrenaline increases, and it can create this sense of a survival mode even when we're not in survival mode. And people do some interesting things when they're in survival mode when they don't need to be. And it can be very harmful to our health and overall well-being. Let's support each other and the young people we have contact with. It's an exciting opportunity to turn off screens, making sure that we're limiting news coverage, start talking to each other, practice our listening skills, and strengthen our human connections. Also important is to remember that something as simple as intentionally breathing, taking intentional deep breaths, has tremendous value physically and emotionally. I will also be linking some helpful resources to the Blue Ridge website, so keep checking there for additional resources. Please remember, you are an important part of the Blue Ridge family. You matter to us, and we have lots of creative ideas to keep supporting our students and everyone in the White Mountain communities. No matter what, we don't run out of ideas around here, and we will just keep on keeping on. As we focus on repairing some of the chaos in young people's lives and in our own lives, there is value in focusing on the behaviors and the ways of thinking that we have control over. So let's wash our hands and cover our mouths. Let's stay home and rest when we're not feeling well. But let's also remember that it's important and we are capable of hard things like dropping assumptions, seeking understanding by listening to each other, finding forgiveness and compassion, and being the nice kid. All of these will help us build human connections and a sense of support and safety. Thank you for listening, and I really look forward to the next time I get to see you.